Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So this is part 2 of me trying to run Bazzite on my Dell PowerEdge R720 in a VM. If you didn't watch part 1, you can watch it up here, it's video 21. So basically I've installed a Quadro P2200 in the server and I've installed Proxmox, and what I'm trying to accomplish is to see if I can have a VM where I can run Steam with obviously inside of Bazzite, and then be able to stream it to a remote computer. Just a quick summary of what I did in the last video. I have a Bazzite VM running in Proxmox here, and there's a GPU passed through, and then there's also an SSD passed through. And the problem is mainly that whenever I have the Proxmox console connected, it's very laggy, even though I have a monitor connected. But when I disconnect the Proxmox console up here and only start the VM with the monitor connected, then it's not laggy, but obviously then I can't do anything. I can't log in, so now they need to do auto login or something else. However, in the last video I did get some comments with some great suggestions that it might be related to the NVIDIA drivers, so I should have a look in the dmessage and to see if there's anything wrong there. So basically the suggestions I got in the last video was from this guy, and he said that the secure boot certificate was due to me not installing a mock certificate. Apparently, I don't know what kind of mock certificate I need to install, but yeah, got around that by disabling secure boot. And then the second thing he's saying that is I should have a look at the dmessage log. So I haven't looked at that before, but I think we should just go ahead and try it. Now I've booted up the VM and I did run the dmessage command. I have no idea what I'm looking at because there's a lot of stuff, but down at the end here I did do a quick grep to see if there was some NVIDIA stuff loaded, and you can see it's not really outputting any errors, it's just saying that it loaded it, and it loaded into the kernel buffer something. Yeah, I'm not a Linux expert, so I don't know really what I'm looking at. And then I found a thread here on Ask Ubuntu where they put this command here, and I guess you run this whole thing. I'm not sure if this is one command or if this is NVIDIA is the expected output, but I ran this and it's outputted NVIDIA. And if I run it, hello? Without the last part, if I run it without the NVIDIA word on it, because I mean the way that it's kind of notated here would make me think that it's one command, but it's on 2 lines, so I don't know. But it says that both NVIDIA and this other thing is loaded. So I think the driver is loaded correctly. So I think the next thing to try is I could either do like automatic login and then hope get Steam to launch and then hope I will be able to connect to it. But I think what is a better idea is to completely disconnect the display adapter here. So you can just completely not even do like default, just do none. And then what that will basically do is that I can connect a monitor to the to the graphics card, and then I've inserted a different PCI card, which is is it this one? Yeah, as media USB controller, which I'll plug in a keyboard to. So I have a keyboard plugged into this guy, and then the monitor plugged into the graphics card. And then yeah, that should, because we saw in the last video right at the end that the animations were actually smooth once the Proxmox console wasn't connected, when it was only the virtual or the graphics card physically plugged in. Just quickly before we proceed with that, I do have some honorable mentions that one of my friends recommended that I should try out. So the first project is called Nestry, and the second one is called Silkis or WebRTC. And what these basically are like remote gaming services, but for your browser. So it would be like self-hosting a GeForce Now instance, where you have a little web interface that you can log into, and it can basically just, you can add your whole Steam library inside this thing, and it runs in, I believe it's a Docker container you can run it in, or you could run it in like Kubernetes or Linux native, something. I think this is like way over my skill level, but it might be fun to try out at some point, because basically you don't even need like a Steam remote play. You can just directly launch it through a web browser, and it will over WebRTC, and you just hit full screen, and it has controller support. And he did show me a demo once of a project that he's been participating in, where he had rented a server that you could use to play some games remotely. So that was kind of cool, but I think that's a bit over the scope of this video, because I'm just trying to do a simple local, no fancy schmancy stuff. But I will be sure to leave a link to these GitHub repositories down in the description if you are interested. Yeah, it might be fun to take a look at one day. Now we are just in the back of the server, and you can see that I have connected the display output to the graphics card again, and you can see over there that I have also connected a little USB card, which is just a 3-port USB-A and a 2-port USB-C PCI card, and I've also passed through that one to Proxmox, and connected to that card is a little USB receiver for my Logitech keyboard. So yeah, it's completely disconnected from the monitor output inside of Proxmox, and I should basically be able to just see the output only on the monitor and not the Proxmox console, which yeah, is, as we saw on the last episode, is what actually makes it have a good frame rate. So I think yeah, it's a combination of mirroring the display to both Proxmox and the physical display on the graphics card. It's just, it's not, Proxmox isn't made for that, or the NoVNC whatever. So you can see it's booting up, and it's a really strange phenomenon seeing a Proxmox splash screen on a physical monitor. I'm not used to that, because you usually only see it on a virtual console thingy. So you can see no display here, obviously, because it's not connected. And right over here I have my little wireless keyboard, and it should be connected to the VM, because the USB device, or the whole USB host adapter, is passed through to Proxmox. Also just realized that it would be a good idea to plug in a proper mouse, because using that one is not a good experience. So I'll just go ahead and plug this adapter in. Alright, and as you can see, it's actually, yeah, so it's way smoother now. It's not completely smooth, but I think we'll try to just log in and see. So the keyboard is also working. That's nice. I've quickly just set up my camera on the tripod just so I can actually use the keyboard and the mouse while also filming. So yeah, I logged in here, and it's, I don't know if it's different on the lock screen, but it seems way smoother now. So I think what we just need to do is to try to launch something. I've installed a few games, and I think we could just have a look at maybe Farming Simulator to see how well that plays. I could plug in a controller, but I'm not sure I have an Xbox Elite controller for the, is it Xbox One, I think it is meant for. And last time I tried it on my Steam Deck, it didn't really want to play nicely, it didn't want to pair. So I'm not sure if my Xbox controller is gonna work, but yeah, just playing with a keyboard and mouse should definitely work. I do believe I actually also have a better keyboard than this now that I plugged in the mouse dongle. Yeah, I do have this giant keyboard, which is paired to the mouse dongle as well. So now Farming Simulator is launching. We don't have any audio because the screen is connected via DVI to DisplayPort, and I have no audio USB interface plugged in. But there should be audio once if I stream it to something else, because I think Steam handles that. But this is actually pretty smooth, the animation on that. That wasn't too bad. So I do already have some saves from 2022 and 23 from when I played this game. I played quite a few hours, but I think we're just gonna make an empty slot. I don't really want to mess up my save, even though I don't play on those saves. I prefer to, I don't know, keep them just for some reason. Don't ask me why. And this testing is not really meant to test the game, stress test of the game itself, because I do have a lot of stuff in those saves. It's more meant to test the performance of the GPU in the system. So it's currently loading, and should be ready soon enough. But yeah, this is like way better than running it with the Proxmox console. Now the only thing is that, of course, I can't boot up this VM. I can't boot it up and then have it log in automatically and be accessible via Steam. I still would need to set up some like automatic login, headless something, and also automatically launch Steam. So I guess that is where something like Selkies or Nestry would come in handy, because they are meant to run in a container or headless, whereas this is more like a Bazzite is more of a desktop distro, so it's meant to have a display locally connected and meant to be accessed directly. So that's kind of where the difference is. Okay, this is interesting. So either the keyboard ain't working anymore. Yeah, maybe the keyboard ran out of power. I'll just try the keyboard that I know works. Okay, now, let's see, can I move? Okay, I can move here. Okay, I think my giant keyboard ran out of power, so we're using the first keyboard instead. But this is lagging, but I think these graphics are also a bit more than this GPU can like realistically handle. Let's hire a what's the keys? So attach Q. I'm used to playing this with a controller, so that's why I don't really remember the keyboard keys off the top of my head, but yeah, I can at least kind of get some of these guys started, just to have something running. So we'll do H, that guy, this one will attach, and we'll plant something. Oh, I guess not. So yeah, this, you can tell, is lagging. It's not lagging in the same way as it was with the Proxmox connected though. So that's kind of interesting. However, I'm not sure if I can change the graphics settings from within the game. If I remember correctly, you can't do that. Okay, I did go into the settings and change the graphics preset from medium to low, but yeah, it's still, as you can see, it's still stuttering. Like, not a lot, but like when it's smooth, it's smooth, but then there's like huge stutters, as you can see. So that's kind of a weird part. Now the graphics fidelity is a lot lower now, and it's kind of a mixture if it's like stuttering or not. It seems to actually be worse than before. Now it's pretty good, and then there's a huge lag spike right there. And then yeah, I'm not sure about that. Why it's doing that? Because right now I don't think it's the graphics fidelity. It's pretty low. So maybe this GPU just, yeah, maybe it could be a CPU limitation, I guess, because the CPU cores in this server are not particularly fast. But so again, then this game can also run on a pretty old system. So yeah, should that matter? Like, yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, funny enough, it seems to be actually to be worse than it was on medium graphics. Or is it just me? Oh, it is some pretty huge stutters, you can see. I'm currently just driving and it freezes and then unfreezes and then, yeah, not entirely sure about that. It's pretty unplayable. It's not like you could kind of play with this. Like sometimes, now it's good, and then yeah, right as I say that. So I'd say that's pretty unplayable. It was more playable on the other preset, and it is running at 720p. I had to check that, and then the medium wasn't running on medium. Now it's running on low. So you can also see how like slow it was to load the map there. That was not great. So I think, yeah, we'll try a different game. I don't really have my hopes up. We could try some Minecraft. It should definitely be able to run that. Yeah, it's also slow enough that like I tried to launch the Discover Store and I launched 2 of them because I didn't think it was actually going to do it. So maybe it's not GPU related. Maybe there's something else that's making it slow. I'll just get the Prism launcher. And yeah, it has plenty of RAM. So up here in the system monitor you can see maybe it is a CPU problem because it's using a shit ton CPU doing absolutely nothing. So I gave it 8 of those 16 cores. Maybe we'll just try to give it all 16. And then, yeah, the hypervisor, I mean, screw that guy. Because, yeah, you can see it's using quite a lot of CPU just doing nothing. I guess it is installing Prism Launcher, but I think it is already installed. I'm not sure if it's still doing anything. Yeah, is it done yet? So I've rebooted the system and gave it 16 cores instead of 8, and now it's hovering around. It was hovering around 25% with the Discover Store and yeah, now Prism Launcher actually installed as well. So we'll open that. And yeah, I'm currently starting up Farming Simulator, that one. So I just kind of scroll through them, and yeah, we'll let this download. I guess it won't be like an apples to apples comparison if this is downloading in the background, but let's see how much CPU is that using. Around 25. It's not. Okay, maybe it's, yeah, I don't know. That's fine. We'll try to run Farming Simulator and see what happens. Okay, while Farming Simulator took its sweet time to load, the Minecraft installation did finish, so right now that is not running in the background. And if we have a look at the CPU usage, yeah, it's neither really using CPU or GPU that much, like, to be honest. And I put the graphics preset back to medium because, yeah, it didn't really look to run a lot better on medium. And you can see it's actually still doing the same thing. So if we just go to like it's completely frozen now. Yeah, there we go. So we just go to the next one and next one. Oh, next one. Where's the? Yeah, like what the heck's going on? This is. I don't know. I was expecting a lot better. I don't know. I'm not sure. But would it run better when if I'm streaming it? I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it's still the graphic fidelity is like fine. Like it runs that part fine. It's just kind of stuttering on and off. And if we have a look at the CPU usage while that's running, yeah, it did actually spike up quite high. If I can, what are you doing? We're going to the history here. Okay, that's not, doesn't look bad, right? And it's GPU, it's not really doing much. So why is it lagging? Is it just Farming Simulator is not a great game to run on Linux, maybe? Like, but now it's running fine. Like, what's going on? Doesn't make sense. Now, is it maybe like the physics or something? It's when I start to move, because if I stand still, just wait for it to stop. No, never mind, I take that back. So yeah, even then, even though I'm standing still. Maybe it is. Now I'm standing completely still, and I can move the camera around. It's not like buttery 60 FPS, but yeah, I think that's enough of Farming Simulator. It's, in conclusion, something wrong with it. Maybe it's just a Proton thing. If I wanted to play like this, I could probably do more troubleshooting, but yeah, I don't really care. So we'll just exit, and I surely want to exit without saving. Yeah, I don't care about my save. So we'll try a bit of Minecraft, and then we'll try some maybe some The Last of Us to see if that runs. And then we could also, some streaming would be interesting to try also. But let's do one thing at a time. So yeah, we'll open up to see if it can even do some good old Minecraft. And I should have given it more RAM. Now it finally finished loading Minecraft, and I'm just gonna join our server. Now, some people did kind of complain in my video about my Minisforum MSA2 that I was using Minecraft to performance test it, and Minecraft is not a real performance test, and Minecraft is not optimized, and it's Java, and it's shit. I know, calm down. I'm just kind of doing this as a feeling the water test. I know it's not a scientific test. If I wanted to test the Minisforum like scientifically, that you kind of use like real benchmarks, not just running 10 Minecraft instances at once and seeing what happens. So I'm kind of just doing this to have a feel of how it runs, not like scientifically prove that this is a great Minecraft VM. Okay, we are finally in, and it seems to be running okay. It does, once in a while, it does do a bit of stuttering, but yeah, running multiplayer should be kind of the easy part, because it's the server who's handling actually kind of running the game, and you're only running the client side, whereas when you're playing single player, you're actually also running an internal server plus, of course, the game. So it is actually less taxing on the client running running on a server. So let's just go inside so we don't get killed by phantoms. But yeah, there's a bit of stuttering once in a while. Like it's running okay. That was not the F3 key. If we have a look at the menu here, so it is running at 40 FPS, and then it kind of goes down like 9 now. Like now it's really lagging. So maybe it's not a thing specific to Farming Simulator. Maybe I would think like this is like not native Linux, but it is Java, and as I said, not optimized that well. But it should be better than. I can't open my backpack. Should be better than running through Proton, but yeah, you can see it's still quite the laggy mess, which is unfortunate, because yeah, we're running on a server. It should be the easy part to run, so I don't have much hope for running on single player, because it's, yeah, that's even more taxing. But yeah, you can see this is pretty much unplayable unless you're really good at playing with lag. Like you can see, that is pretty much not good. So I don't have much hope for the streaming, but yeah, I don't even know if it's worth trying something like The Last of Us, because it's just gonna be more of the same, which is interesting, because looking at like when I was playing here, like it's not using that much CPU and that much. You can see this is where the RAM when I closed the game, so it wasn't really using that much resources, which is, yeah, I don't know, interesting. On that disappointing note, the one last thing I want to try is to stream it to my Steam Deck to see, maybe by some miracle, and on that disappointing note, the last thing I kind of want to try is to stream it to my Steam Deck to see, maybe just by some miracle, if it has better performance that way compared to running it directly. I doubt it, but yeah, it might be worth a shot. So I just pulled up Farming Simulator, because that was what we were experiencing the lag in before, and we can actually see that it is definitely recognizing this time, which was also weird in the last video. I did try to run it on my Mac, and also I think I did try the Steam Deck off camera. I don't remember if it was on video, but it wouldn't recognize the remote part of the thing here, but seems to do it here. I just need to enter an authentication code, which, yeah, that is not also great for running headless, that you need to authenticate, but I guess it's good for security. So yeah, this just proves another point that is not great for headless. But yeah, if the performance keeps being this poor, then it's even not great for a desktop, let alone being headless. So yeah, it's currently loading, and up here nothing is really happening. And still thinking about it. Oh, okay, we see a game up here, and I guess soon-ish enough it will also appear down here. Okay, so yeah, that was also running fine before. It's actually running worse now. It looks a bit chubby, I think. Maybe not. Let's not judge it by that. It might be placebo. So the input is working, although very delayed, as you can see. It doesn't give me much confidence. Yeah, this new game. Yep. Yeah, just judging by the input, like I'm sorry, there's no way this is gonna be good. And also I couldn't really imagine why it would run better being streamed, but I guess, I mean, at least it's positive that the streaming is working. Disconnecting the Proxmox console, I was having a lot bigger hopes that this was gonna run better. I'm actually really disappointed in this, because I mean, the hardware should be able to do more. Like if I installed Bazzite bare metal on this server, that would actually be an interesting comparison, just to see if it's a Proxmox issue or what's really going on with that, because yeah, it should be able to run it better than my Steam Deck, and I have played Farming Simulator on the Steam Deck, and it ran fine. Yes, I don't care. Go away. Okay, so okay, I guess it's using gyro input, so whenever I touch something, Maybe? I don't know, it was moving like crazy. Okay, I'm moving the stick. Nothing. So... Oh. Yeah, now it's doing it. Like... What the heck? That's completely unplayable. Like, why is the IO so delayed? Like, it's moving by itself. Yeah. Let's not use any more time on that. That's... Yeah, I'm sorry. I was hoping this video was gonna be more of oh look, I got this thing to work by connecting a monitor and a USB adapter, and it ran excellent. And yeah, it didn't really turn out that way, sadly enough. So I don't think streaming is not gonna be the magic bullet. And yeah, you can see, I mean, the CPU is doing stuff, and the GPU not so much. But and it's not because of disk what you call it, disk space. I did check that. It's an NVMe, and it's one of the slower of NVMe's, but it's fine enough. It has 400 gigabytes free, so it's not running out of space or anything. And like just using the desktop is like fine-ish, except like when you open something like the store, you could kind of tell that it was a bit sluggish, like this is kind of lagging, scrolling up and down, and when you open something it takes, I don't know if that's normal, it takes a while. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do if I'm gonna make a follow-up on this, or if this kind of a dead end. Like, yeah, it's a fun experiment, but didn't really turn out that great. I guess a future idea could be the Nestle or Selkiss projects, trying to see if I could get that to work. I'm not really sure if I want to do that, because I don't have a real use case for it. This was kind of just to play around with, to see if I could get it to work, and the conclusion is, rather if it's due to the Bazzite image or if it's due to my hardware, it's yeah, not great experience, just to say that. But yeah, if I did have a use case for it, it wouldn't be on this Dell R730 720 server, because it's too power hungry to run 24/7. So if I did want to use any kind of desktop or virtual gaming VM, I would probably want to put it in my 24/7 server, get a low power GPU and put that in, because this server is way too power hungry to yeah, just to run. So yeah, sadly enough, to end this video on another note where it didn't work out, but I think that's pretty much what I can do. So yeah, at least I hope you learned something in this video, and if you did, please definitely make sure to leave it down right below the like button. And while you're down there, you can also subscribe, and then I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.